This is Houston Matters. I'm Craig Cohen. Good morning. Coming up this hour, Houston area voters' attitudes about Mayor Whitmire and about the 18th District, also celebrating Houston's slab car culture and the good, the bad, and the ugly. But first, a very brief reminder, we're in our spring fundraising campaign. Your support is critical as we seek to bring you the information and ideas that you rely on from Houston Matters and Houston Public Media. Give now to help keep this show and this public media service growing at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate. Or call 888-909-0887. And with us all hour long to encourage your support, Houston Public Media's Matt Harrop. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Craig. That's right. And now is the time to stand up for public media. When you give, you are strengthening the foundation that makes this vital news coverage possible, this show possible, coverage that keeps you informed during uncertain times. You know, as threats loom over public media funding, your support today helps Houston Public Media stay strong, independent, and accountable only to you. Give now at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate or call 888-909-0887 and take advantage of that double match right now, Craig.
Your gift keeps Houston Matters thriving and keeps this important guide to all things Houston free and available to everyone, including folks who aren't in a position to make contributions right now. That's why we ask you who can to give a little more. Maybe that's $10 a month. Maybe it's $1,000. Maybe it's any point in between. Maybe it's more than all of that. Give now at houstonpublicmedia.org or call 888-909-0887.
You know, you rely on Houston Public Media to keep you informed, and right now you can make your gift go twice as far. That means your gift right now is doubled, but only for a limited time. Double your donation today at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate or pick up that phone and call 888-909-0887.
And we will check back in with Matt in a few minutes, but let's move on now to our first topic this morning, Houstonians' attitudes towards government. The University of Houston's Hobby School of Public Affairs has two reports out this week sharing the results of a survey asking voters their views on where the city's headed, Mayor Whitmire's performance, and just released this morning some initial polling on the 18th Congressional District, the seat left vacant when Congressman and former Mayor Sylvester Turner died. Joining us with those results, co-investigator Mark Jones, who's also a political science fellow at the Baker Institute at Rice University. Mark, good morning.
Morning, Craig.
Let's start with some questions for Houston voters on general attitudes about the direction the city is headed and the direction the country's headed. What did you find out?
Well, we found out that 41% of Houstonians think things in the city of Houston are headed in the right direction, while 59% say they're headed in the wrong direction. That's on the negative side, but it's much more negative when they're thinking about the United States. Only 26% of Houstonians think things in the United States are headed in the right direction, while 74% say they're headed in the wrong direction.
Any notable demographic breakdowns in those responses?
There's a strong partisan breakdown, especially when we look nationally. Virtually all Democrats, and Houston is a majority Democratic city, have a very negative view of the way things are trending in the United States today.
You also asked voters to weigh in on the jobs Mayor Whitmire and Harris County Judge Lina Hidalgo are doing. What'd you find out?
Houston voters are very supportive and positive about the job Mayor Whitmire is doing. 59% approve, 41% disapprove. And what's interesting there is that approval is across all partisan groups. It's an absolute majority of Democrats, independents, and Republicans, which is rare in today's hyper-partisan world. For Judge Hidalgo, Houstonians also have a very positive view. Her approval rating is a little lower at 55%, but there we see a more traditional partisan split where Democrats love her, 80% approve. Republicans don't love her so much, only 13% approve.
The city of Houston's responsible for all sorts of things that influence Houstonians' quality of life, and with limited resources to do it all, of course. How did Houstonians in your survey rate their quality of life here?
Quality of life is rated positively. 58% have a positive, either excellent, very good, or good opinion of quality of life in Houston. 42% are, though, on the very poor, or fair rate.
Just last week, we reported on how much overtime is being paid out by fire, police, and solid waste departments these days. You asked Houston voters their opinions about those departments. What did you learn there?
Oh, there are some pretty stark differences in terms of how Houstonians rate their city services. Fire and EMS have an 81% satisfaction rate. Only 81% of Houstonians are satisfied, 19% dissatisfied. For police, Houstonians are split down the middle. 49% satisfied, 51% dissatisfied. It's another story, though, with public works, streets, water, and drainage. Only 28% of Houstonians are satisfied there. 72% are dissatisfied.
What major issues did you ask Houstonians about, and what did they have to say about them?
Well, we asked about sort of what Houstonians believed were the top three problems facing the city of Houston, and half of Houstonians put roads and streets in bad condition as one of the top three programs. That ranks highest. 41% say crime is one of the top three problems. 37% believe that traffic congestion is one of the top three problems. And then rounding out those that are 30% and higher, 31% believe that the high cost of housing is one of the top three problems facing the city of Houston today.
Your report just out today offers some initial polling for the Texas 18th Congressional District. This was the seat long held by the late Sheila Jackson Lee, then by former Mayor Turner, who passed away last month. Governor Abbott's called a special election, but it won't be until November 4th, so I guess we would say it's early in the campaign. Who did you include in your poll as likely candidates?
Well, we included two people who have already filed, Harris County Attorney Christian Menefee and former Houston City Council member and Congressional District 18 primary candidate Amanda Edwards, along with Isaiah Martin and James Joseph, two less well-known candidates who are running. And then we included two candidates who haven't yet said they're running for sure, but have signaled that they may, State Representative Jolanda Jones and State Representative Christina Morales.
And what did your polling show?
Well, one thing is it's good that they have a long time between now and November, because one thing that's clear is that more than half of the registered voters in Congressional District 18 don't know who five of these six candidates are. 53% don't know enough about Menefee to have an opinion. 51% don't know enough about Edwards to have an opinion. And 69% don't know enough about Morales to have an opinion. And even Jolanda Jones, who's the best known, 44% don't know enough about her to have an opinion.
Any other insights from the poll that you wanted to bring up this morning?
Well, I think in terms of favorability, if we think in terms of net favorability, the proportion favorable minus the proportion unfavorable, Menefee and Edwards are up at the top, where Menefee has a net favorability rating of 27%. Edwards has one of 23%, which, given the size of the poll, is effectively a tie. What's interesting is that Jolanda Jones, while being better known than Edwards or Menefee, also has a notably higher unfavorable rating. That is, her unfavorables are at 23%, which is more than double that of Menefee. And that's due in large part because she's a more polarizing figure, and we find that among white registered voters, male registered voters, and college-educated registered voters, Jolanda Jones has much higher negatives than either Christian Menefee or Amanda Edwards.
You can read more about these latest reports on poll results from the UH Hobby School of Public Affairs right now. There's an article at HoustonPublicMedia.org. Mark Jones is co-investigator of those reports and a political science fellow at Rice University's Baker Institute for Public Policy. Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you, Craig.
And still ahead this hour, this week's The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And we take you to a festival highlighting Houston's unique car culture. And no, I don't mean our traffic. Stick around as Houston Matters continues. This is Houston Matters. I'm Craig Cohen. We just heard results from a Hobby Center poll that give us some insight into the attitudes and opinions of Houstonians. Your contribution supporting Houston Matters helps us dive into that and bring you all the other news stories and conversations that you rely on from this program and from Houston Public Media. Keep this service strong and here for everyone with your $10 or $20 or $30 a month gift, more if you can afford it right now at HoustonPublicMedia.org or call 888-909-0887. And let's say hello again to Houston Public Media's Matt Harrop.
Hello. You turn to Houston Matters for conversations that go beyond the headlines, conversations that offer depth, context, and a variety of perspectives on the issues shaping life in Houston. We're here to help you explore, reflect, and better understand this city that we share together. And it's your support that makes it all possible. Don't forget, right now, your donation to Houston Public Media is doubled. You're going to want to take advantage of that for this hour. Double your impact right now on Houston Matters, this program, at houstonpublicmedia.org or call 888-909-0887.
Right now, public media matters. You deserve smart and thoughtful conversations about the issues that shape our community, from transportation and mobility to education and the environment, from energy to healthcare to the arts, and even those everyday things that make life here in Greater Houston unique. Houston Matters. Well, we seek to bring clarity to what's happening in your world right here at home. And when you give, you power stories that inform and connect this community. Support this service now at houstonpublicmedia.org or call 888-909-0887.
And Craig, I was thinking about this as you were just saying that. Not every city has what Houston has, right? A place to hear directly from local voices on the issues that shape our community. Houston Matters brings you conversations that, quite frankly, you can't find anywhere else, right? From emergency updates to thoughtful local storytelling. Houston Public Media, Houston Matters is here because of listener support, because of you. And so you can keep it strong and make sure it's here for everyone. You have about 42 minutes left, 42 minutes to get your gift doubled today. Give at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate. Help support this show or call 888-909-0887.
Right after each program, the Houston Matters team meets and we talk about what's happening around town, what stories are impacting Houstonians, and we try to figure out what will lead off on the next program. Always, we're asking ourselves, what does it have to do with Houston? What will matter most to Houstonians tomorrow? We're thinking of you and how best to serve you and what limited time you have to take in the news. Your financial support gives us the resources to then pursue that next important story. Make that monthly gift right now at houstonpublicmedia.org or call 888-909-0887.
And you only have about 41 minutes left to get your gift doubled right now. Monthly donations, like Greg was just talking about, are the most impactful way to give. A lot of people say giving $10 or $20 a month works really well, and it does. And when you give monthly, it allows us to plan ahead so that we can keep you informed no matter what the future holds. So try giving $10 or $20 a month right now, and your gift will be doubled for an entire year thanks to a group of Affinity Council members, including David Cotton. Just give at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate or call 888-909-0887.
And we will check back with Matt Harrop a little later. Just ahead, from a National Weather Service translation contract lapsing to HISD getting by with little more than half the nurses it had last year, this week's non-expert panel weighs in on intrigues in the news, on the good, the bad, and the ugly as Houston Matters continues. A lot can happen in a week. Some of it good, some of it bad, some of it downright ugly. When faced with intriguing developments in the week's news, we turn to a rotating panel of non-experts to parse the good, the bad, and the ugly of it all. On today's panel, Joyce Sowing, news columnist for the Houston Chronicle, Mustafa Tamiz, media and public affairs consultant and the CEO of Outreach Strategists, and David Branham, professor of political science at the University of Houston downtown. Joy, Mustafa, David, welcome to Houston Matters.
Hi, Craig.
Good to be back. Thank you.
Panel, we learned this week that amid budget cuts, the National Weather Service has stopped providing language translations of its products because its contract with an AI provider has lapsed. As the AP reported this week, a company called Lilt began providing those translations in 2023, replacing manual, labor-intensive translations from English to other languages, Spanish and Vietnamese included. More than 9 million Texans speak a language other than English. As the Houston Chronicle notes, 145 languages are spoken here in Houston alone, and its non-English speakers are now, quote, in danger of not receiving life-saving weather alerts. The development comes after Trump administration job cuts at NOAA and the National Weather Service in recent weeks. Those storm alerts will still go out in English, but don't expect automatic translations into other languages. Is this good, bad, or ugly? Mustafa Tamiz.
Yeah, just more ugly, right? I mean, this is... These cuts are not strategic. They're not thoughtful. It's basically cutting for the sake of cutting. And the National Weather Service, it's just an incredibly important agency for everybody, but especially those of us in Houston. It's critical, right? We predict weather patterns based on what they say, and whether it's in English and other languages, that data is really important. Now, the fact that we're talking about this in terms of language cut it's absurd. 9 million Texans speak a different language, and if we want them to have safety, but also for all the rest of us to have safety, they need to understand the directions that are coming from the National Weather Bureau. But outside of that, NOAA has been really hollowed out. There's a lot of key scientists and others that are not there anymore. Many have been forced into retirement. And there is a huge gap between the people that understand what we all need to know when it comes to the National Weather Service and those that are left over there. And that number is ongoingly depleted.
Good, bad, or ugly? David Branham.
I don't know yet. I am worried that there will be somebody who needs to see a weather emergency that isn't going to see it. But this is a little bit misleading to say, okay, there's 9 million Texans who speak a different language. My wife speaks 3 of them, and she understands English just fine. So I think that's pretty much the case for most Texans. There's not that many Texans who don't understand any English at all. And when it comes to the Weather Service, you can put it on, you probably can understand it. So I'm not sure how big of an impact this will have, but it's not over yet. I mean, the contract ran out, from what I understand, on April 1st. They still have 30 days, so we have a little bit more than 2 weeks left. And so it may be able to turn this around and get what Donald Trump would say is a better deal. And if that's the case, then I'm fine with it. Are the cuts being systematically done? No. And I've criticized the president on this on several occasions. It looks like a bull in a china shop a lot of times, with a bunch of cuts, and then you're asking people to come back. You owe the people that voted for you a professional administration. You have a high standard yourself, then live up to it. So they have been messing this up since they began. But it's not a bad thing to do the cuts. We're $37 trillion in debt. Every single American, if you just paid your share as one person, would owe $100,000 plus to the federal government. We need to do something about this. So I like it that there's a president there that's doing something about it. I just wish there was a little bit more professionalism, a lot more professionalism when it came to this. It's just not being well done. And so I would say everybody needs to get their act together.
Okay, good, bad, or ugly? Joyce Owing.
I agree with both of you for different reasons. I do think that when you look at, particularly Houston, and how many people speak a different language, and I might kind of argue with you that not everybody speaks English or understands English. I think there are a good chunk of people who we might not have contact with who do not speak English. And I just think about the Gulfton area, and with all the people who are coming into that area, and that's considered, Houston's Ellis Island, where you have people from all over the world coming in here. This is their first impression of the U.S., and when we have a storm, and as we all know, during Hurricane Harvey or any of the Beryl or anything, information is crucial. And finding out the information can make a difference of whether you live or die. And that's the reality. I don't know enough about the contract with the agency to know, if that's going to come back or anything like that. But from the surface, it sounds like an ugly thing.
I will say that it's not. The federal government doesn't have to do this. I mean, the states can do this, or the cities can do this. They could come in and say, okay, we're a news service. When we see a national weather report, we know the people in our community. We can put that out there ourselves and give them a second warning. So, yeah, it may be a little bit delayed, but probably not very delayed. I mean, it should be within seconds that they be able to recover from on this. And so, I think. Why does the federal government have to be responsible for everything that we do? I think there's some things that the states or the local governments can pick up. They're the ones that actually balance their budget. So I think this is something that we can adjust to.
I don't think storm clouds know where the boundaries of one state end and the other state begin. National Weather Service the word national is critical because weather patterns go from one state to the other. And if each state was trying to do this on their own, just the cost of each state setting up its own weather service would just be outrageous. I mean, these are the types of things that you need a federal government that protects all of us. And rather than taking the entities that protect all of us and hollowing them out, there has to be some greater care and thought about the lives that are being affected by this.
Panel, the number of nurses in Houston ISD shrunk nearly 50% this school year, from 270 down to 140. That's according to records obtained by Houston Public Media through a public information request. School nurses provide first aid care, but also health screenings and vaccination tracking. In downplaying the need for them in every school, a district statement suggested, quote, nurse staffing levels are not a measure of student safety or health service quality. As Houston Public Media's Colleen de Guzman reported this week, Texas is one of 30 states that don't require full-time nurses at K-12 schools, and districts nationwide are experiencing nursing shortages. Texas School Nurse Organization Executive Director Becca Harkelrode warns students with special needs or disabilities are hardest hit by such shortages. HISD is getting by with nearly half the nurses it employed just last year. Is this good, bad, or ugly? David?
Well, it's bad somewhere because when you make this big of a cut, it's going to have a big impact. One, it's either going to have the big impact of getting rid of a lot of people that are not needed and saving tens of millions of dollars that should have been saved a long time ago, or it's going to have the impact of putting child welfare at risk. And on that, I don't know which one it is yet. I have a feeling it's probably somewhere in between. But we just talked about, administration's important for elected officials and people who run our public entities. It's about time it come to light. I mean, for far too often, voters think only of their ideology. They don't think of the performance of the government itself. The performance of the government matters. So on this cut, somewhere along the line, the performance of the government wasn't up to snuff. Either we had way too many nurses who are sitting around half the day doing nothing, or we have way too few nurses, and children's safety is going to be at risk. So we have to sit back and see. But something bad has happened here when you make this drastic of a cut.
All right. Good, bad, or ugly, Joy?
I think it's bad and ugly. I have friends who have children who with special needs and rely on nurses to help their children during a school day at a school. And if they don't have a nurse assigned to their child or assigned to that group, their child can't go to school. So I think you're dealing with issues like that. You're also dealing with issues we're having a measles outbreak, and so how do schools navigate this when we have a growing number of families who are opting not to vaccinate their children, and who is shepherding this and who is managing the health and welfare of these children, of my children, when they're at school like that. So I think it's very disconcerting and alarming for the welfare of our children.
Okay, good, bad, or ugly, Mustafa?
I think it's bad. Look, there's such a shortage of nursing. I mean, like 500,000 nurses are going to retire this year, and there's not enough going into nursing schools. So in Texas alone, we're short of almost 35,000 nurses. So there's a great demand for the profession. There's just not enough people in it. And I'm going to get some hate mail from even within my family. I think we need more nurses and less pharmacists, right? We have a lot of, there's a lot of education you have to go to get through pharmacy school, and then basically a lot of the pharmacists end up standing at, dispensing that in grocery stores and stuff, right? So I really think more effort has to be put into having more nurses in our country. And there's even if you just look at, we import so many people that come from other places, to be nurses here, because we just have such a shortage, and we've never really addressed this in a meaningful way. And around the world, if you look at American healthcare and hospitals and you say, what's the big distinction? Do we have the most brilliant doctors? Do we have the best equipment? All those type of things. At the end of the day, it's the skilled care in our hospitals that is the best in the world. And that is because of the nursing profession. So more nurses and less pharmacists. Let the hate mail begin.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm not going to comment on your pharmacists. But nurses do a job that I consider one of the 5 hardest jobs in the country. Doctors want. I mean, I've had family members who have spent extended time in the hospital, so I've got to witness this firsthand. The difference between a good nurse and a bad nurse is night and day. And you have to have a highly skilled nurse in order to really get good care. Doctors tend to walk in, make their diagnosis, tell everybody else what to do, and walk out. Nurses get it done, and they get it done often on their 14th hour or 15th hour of the day. It's absolutely absurd sometimes what they have to go through to do such a great job. So the very best nurses need to be paid a lot more, for one. If we have a nursing shortage, it's because we don't reward them enough. And so we need to start rewarding the people that we need to keep us alive. And nurses are in that group. So I will definitely agree with Ms. Steph on that.
And I just want to add one thing. I emceed Prairie View A&M University. They have a wonderful nursing school. They had a gala, and this was some years ago. And I was blown away about all of the women in that room, women and men in that room, who had such a passion and dedication for the nursing profession and came with multiple degrees. I mean, these were a very well-educated group of people. And I think we don't hear enough from those kind of stories, and we don't hear enough about what all they bring to the profession. So I agree with you.
Pay nurses more and doctors less. How about that? More hate mail coming to our show. Just from within my family. Forget about anybody else.
Panel, briefly, there's a new king among casual dining chains in America. Olive Garden's been supplanted by Texas Roadhouse. As Cron Food editor John Henry Pereira reported Monday, Restaurant Business Online acquired a recent report from Technomic, a food service consultancy company, which finds the steakhouse chain now has the highest system-wide sales of any U.S. chain, more than $5.4 billion last year. But before you get excited about a Texas steakhouse chain taking this particular top spot, it should be noted that Texas Roadhouse, despite its name, is in fact headquartered in Kentucky. Texas Roadhouse has more sales than any other casual dining chain in America, but it's technically not even from Texas. Is this good, bad, or ugly? Joy.
Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I don't really know, but I will say Olive Garden has the best breadsticks and salad, bar none. So there you go. I don't eat any of these, but I do remember those breadsticks being wonderful. So.
All right, so I guess she's still on Team Olive Garden.
Absolutely.
Mustafa, good, bad, or ugly?
I'm going to double down. This is ugly. This is not just ugly. This is like super ugly. First, I was asking myself, have I ever been in a Texas Roadhouse? And I realized I've never been in one. And I'm like, how could that be if this is a very popular chain?
So you're truly a non-expert on this one.
Yeah, because they're not inside 610. They're not even inside Beltway 8. They're outside Beltway 8. And there's probably like 15 of them or 12 of them in this region, and none of them are inside Beltway 8, right?
Yeah, Kentucky was outside Beltway, last I saw.
So I think this is ugly. If these people want to stay on top and they want to use our name, I think Senator Patrick and others should, pass a Texas legislative law saying that they have to relocate their headquarters to Texas because that's what it says so in their name, right? And by the way, I am with you, Joy. The Olive Garden, both the salad and the breadsticks are the best.
All right, fine. More rolls and cinnamon butter for me. Good, bad, or ugly, David Branham?
We're supposed to disagree on the show. I'm not.
Wow.
Not disagreeing. This is ridiculous right from the get-go. One, Olive Garden is... I can't tell you that Olive Garden is better than Texas Roadhouse because I've never set foot in a Texas Roadhouse. Mm-hmm. If you look at it, if you look it up and say, okay, where's the Texas Roadhouse? I have one about 10 miles from the house. It's open at 4 p.m. It's not even open for lunch. I mean, come on. This is not Texas, for one. The first Texas Roadhouse, I looked it up, was actually opened in Indiana. So Kentucky has a headquarters. Indiana had the first one, and they called it Texas Roadhouse. So Dan Patrick, Mustafa, and I are coming to you in agreement. We need some legislation here. Get Texas Roadhouse name off of it. It's not a Texas restaurant. And in all honesty, it really can't match up to Olive Garden's breadsticks, their salad, and that Tuscany soup. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
I think
that stuff is so good.
I think it should be called American Roadhouse. How about that?
Okay, North American.
How about would you feel differently if they renamed their New York strip steaks Texas strip steaks, as Patrick has asked for?
Well, listen, first.
Yeah, you're just ignoring the question.
No.
Answer the question.
My thing would be the legislation should require them to be in Texas and employ Texas people if they're going to call themselves the Texas Roadhouse.
Oh,
first.
man, we are just agreeing way too much. Something's wrong here.
Yeah. I would
time.
say, I would just say, I think whoever runs Olive Garden in this region should take this as an opportunity and cater lunch regularly at the Good, Bad, and the Ugly show.
Breadsticks and salad. That's all I want.
Joy Sewing is a news columnist for the Houston Chronicle. Mustafa Tamiz is a media and public affairs consultant and the CEO of Outreach Strategists. And David Branham is a professor of political science at the University of Houston downtown. Thank you all very much.
Thanks, Craig.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is definitely one of the more popular conversations every week on this program, and I never have any idea what our panelists are going to say. It is part of the variety of fascinating conversations you count on from Houston Matters and Houston Public Media. And right now, there is no better time to support Houston Matters. Give a $10 or $20 or $30 a month gift right now. More if you can afford it. Your contribution will be doubled. Keep this service thriving at HoustonPublicMedia.org or call 888-909-0887. Matt Harab's back with us. Matt.
Hey, Craig. You know, Houston Matters reaches into our community to find stories and voices that add nuance and texture to your understanding of Greater Houston. You meet people you otherwise would never know about. And what's even better is you hear their voice. That places you next to them in conversations with them and helps you sense exactly where they're coming from. That is special. And guess what? You make it happen. You have about 21 minutes left here to get your gift doubled to keep shows like Houston Matters going. Please make a monthly gift right now at HoustonPublicMedia.org or call 888-909-0887.
Whatever amount you give right now, your contribution is indeed being doubled thanks to a group of Affinity Council members, including David Cotton. We thank him and them, and we will thank you when you turn your $10 a month gift into $20 a month, or $1 a day into $2 a day, or $1,000 into $2,000. Your support goes twice as far to fund the trusted news and stories you rely on every day. Double your impact with your donation right now at 888-909-0887 or at HoustonPublicMedia.org.
Houston Matters is powered by Houstonians like you, people who value local voices, real stories, and the conversations that bring our city together. You're listening today, right now, because someone else gave to make it possible. Now it's your turn to keep it going. Give now and get your donation doubled at HoustonPublicMedia.org/donate or call 888-909-0887.
You can give monthly or make a one-time gift. Every donation makes a difference no matter the size. So what is trusted information worth to you? Give right now at HoustonPublicMedia.org or call 888-909-0887.
And time is running down. We got about 19 minutes left now to get your gift doubled during this Houston Matters episode. The truth matters, so does creativity, culture, and connection. Houston Public Media is there to bring you those stories because you deserve more than just the headlines. You deserve context, conversation, and connection to your community. So support the independent journalism that brings you local arts and culture alongside the trusted news that you hear. But we can't do it without your help. We just simply cannot. Support independent journalism today. Make your gift at HoustonPublicMedia.org/donate or by calling 888-909-0887 and get that gift doubled.
And we will check back with Matt Harab once more in just a bit. Still to come, we take you to a festival celebrating some slow, low, and banging cars. Stay with us as Houston Matters continues. This is Houston Matters. I'm Craig Cohen. Houston has a distinctive car culture, and I'm not talking about traffic. I'm talking about tricked out, slow, low, and banging slabs with those bright, shining custom paint jobs, sometimes wrapped with design, sometimes on display with the trunks open and filled with messages spelled in neon lights. Oh, and the rims. Don't forget about those spoke-like rims on those older model sedans with low-riding suspensions and bass-thumping subwoofers. You know them when you see them, and hear them, and feel them. Houston's car culture, which earned national attention in the early 2000s through rappers like Paul Wall and Mike Jones, was on display in full force late last month at the Cartoon Festival at the Harrisburg Art Museum. The festival was the brainchild of students from the University of Houston's Wolf Center for Entrepreneurship, and it featured a collaboration between Houston car rapper Freddie Raps and the Houston Car Culture Club. And it's where Houston Matters producer Laura Walker got the lowdown on the festival and the car culture it celebrates, starting with University of Houston senior Daniel Sadeghi.
Well, this event is hosted by the organization that we're a part of. So we're students from the program, the Wolf Center of Entrepreneurship. And a part of the program is we have this capstone project called Wolf Fest, which is a 3-day food festival where all we do is raise money for student scholarships. Before Wolf Fest, we're allowed to host a pop-up, and that's what this is. So we're partnered with Houston Car Culture to host this event. And so we're in charge of this market, the cars and the art, the culture. And so kind of one reason why we went with Houston Car Culture is because we really believe a part of our team, we wanted to capture the heart of Houston. And we believe that they'll help us kind of achieve our goal of having kind of cars, all the food, and all the heart with the art all in one place.
And what's the turnout been like so far today?
So far, it's been pretty good. It's been in and out. Now it's a little bit of a slower time, but we've had a decent amount of people coming. I know typically car shows have a bigger turnout in the evening and night, but we really appreciate all the support everyone's been showing.
Did you have an interest in cars before you partnered with Car Culture, or how did that partnership happen?
So for us, I'm from Connecticut. I moved to Houston recently, and I kind of fell in love with the culture here. Like when I came, it's just something different, something I've never met people who are like this, in love with their own city. So it's great to be here. But with this event, it's more than just, I'd say, cars. It's like a whole culture event. We have Houston Car Culture. They've done a great job bringing out nice custom cars as well as showing the heart of Houston. That's the reason why we partnered with them. And then with our vendors, we tried our best to kind of encapsulate the heart as well. We have crawfish here, we have Burger Bodega, we just have a lot of food options here. And kind of all our proceeds, as mentioned, goes towards the student scholarships where we help support future entrepreneurs here in Houston.
Working alongside Daniel as part of the University of Houston's team putting on the event was fellow Wolf Center student Jake Schnur. He spoke about what he finds interesting about car culture in Houston.
It really encapsulates everything Houston has to stand for. I mean, personally, I don't know too much about cars, but I've been to numerous car shows like Coffees and Cars, and every time I go, I'm amazed, right? The culture here between all the car owners is so sweet, and on top of that, they take such great care of their cars, and they're showing it off, right? It's their child, it's a baby, and I think something about that really it excites me.
Absolutely. And was there a significance of having it here at HAM? What was the decision that went into that?
Yeah, so I mean, when looking at our locations, we did have a couple in mind, and HAM just stood out to us because the parking lot, perfect. It's big enough for everything. And on top of that, the Harrisburg Art Museum, I mean, you look around, you see the garage doors, it is just masterpieces out here for public. And I think it's a little sad, not many people know about it, not even myself, to be honest. So we really wanted to draw some attention to the place and utilize everything it has, from the artwork on the walls to the parking lots.
Over the years, custom cars have transitioned from traditional paint jobs to customized wrapped vehicles. A Houstonian contributing to this growing trend and a collaborator of Cartoon Festival is Freddie Raps of Freddie Customs. I spoke with him about how he developed a passion for wrapping cars.
Well, I was into the paint jobs and bodywork at first, so I kind of expanded my talents and started getting into more of the car wraps because it's only so much you can do with paint jobs than you can get with paper design-wise. So I decided to go that route. It's just I can actually do what I want with the actual paper and express in any design you want. I can put it on your car and make it happen. Car culture is important. It keeps people busy, out of trouble. I think it's just something to do. Every guy has his car moment, and I feel like even if he's not in the car game, he'll come out here and he get memories. Old memories will pop up back in the day. So that's why everybody likes the car culture. It's really fun for the family and everything, and it's positive in every way.
Is there a favorite car that you have out here that either you've wrapped or that somebody's brought?
Yeah, my car. But no, my favorite car would probably be the Shogun car. I wish you had your camera, but I put a lot of thought and art into that. It's got a lot of design. You know, if I put a lot into it, I think, you know, that'll be my best rap to me. And that's, you know, and right now he's like been going to shows and been winning. So I know, you know, you put your all into it, it's gonna show in the end results.
Absolutely. And how much work did you put into your car and your thought process on that?
Maybe like 60 grand worth of work put in that car. And that's guessing. It might be more. I actually have 2 of these, so I'm gonna keep building. I'm not even done with my car yet. I still got a lot I want to do as far as like engine, turbo wise, and all that. So it's just a beginning right now.
And what's like something interesting that, you know, people don't know about Houston car culture in the city?
A lot of people don't. What they don't know is that we also have an actual law group. So we actually like, it's not just about cars. We actually like kind of get in your business, everyday needs that you need as a person. We kind of help you with that. So it's not just coming out here bringing your car. We kind of see what everybody got going on. Also, we like to help the smaller businesses too. So if it's a small business and you sell some great product, but you don't have like the fan base, we allow you to come out here to the events. We really don't charge you like that. Let you showcase as much as you want, and we'll put you on the flyer and everything. That way people can know that you do, you know, sell good product, give good service, and put you on the map out here in Houston. Because there's a lot of people out here that do some great service, but a lot of people don't know about them because of the, you know, social media is everything.
While at the event, I walked around the Harrisburg Arts Museum and spotted a beautiful metallic blue BMW with its owner beaming from ear to ear with excitement. Jonathan spoke with me about the collaboration that goes into coming up with a car design.
I grew up in it. I really didn't jump into it until I could afford it pretty much because this stuff costs. I ain't gonna lie, it costs. But yeah, I have my own car group and everything. These some of my guys right here and everything, man. We just come out to have a good time, man. We'd rather do this than go spend money buying a section for no reason, buying bottles for no reason. So we'd rather just do this. It'd be cool.
And how much work did it take you to put into your car? How long did it take?
Whoa, just a little bit of something. I ain't throwing no number out there, but just a little bit.
Well, no, as far as like the process, like how did you decide on the car that you ended up doing here? It's an amazing blue. How did you decide on what you were doing?
It's just a vision. You know, you talk with your guys and everything. We all just come up with certain things to do on our certain cars and everything. You ask around and be like, hey, y'all think this will look good? You think it looks so? Just getting everybody's opinion, and you just kind of put it together in your mind before you actually do it.
And what has been the reaction so far about your car and the design?
Oh, everybody like it. Everybody really surprised to even see how crazy it is being that a BMW. You don't see too many BMWs like this. So, you know, so I'm enjoying it. Everybody's enjoying it. So that's what I do it for, and we just gotta have at it.
As I walked down the row of cars, I met Alex from HTX Garage, another car enthusiast who was showcasing a silver and black Cadillac with traditional Houston swangas or protruding spokes from the rims. Alex talked with me about the friendly environment at car shows.
Oh man, it's been good. You know, I always try to come out and show support to the Houston car culture all the time. So,
how big has Houston car culture been in your life?
Man, you know, it's to the point now that every time we come out, we always have a great time. You know, the environment is really friendly. You know, it's really family oriented, and I can't tell you, it's always people. You get to see all the different types of builds, you know, and you got to appreciate it.
How long did it take you to put your car together?
About 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years.
Okay, and what inspired your theme that's going on here?
So, you know, my whole thing, obviously growing up when we were younger in the late 90s, you know, the slab scene was completely different. You know, so when I wanted to do a build, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I didn't do a candy paint. I did a two-tone look. I wanted a vehicle that when you see it, you know exactly who's driving it, you know, so.
And what have reactions been like about your car so far?
That they've never seen anything like it, you know.
The final collaborator for the Cartoon Festival was a group called Houston Car Culture. I spoke with the group's CEO, Kevin Antonio, about what it was like growing up surrounded by car culture.
Man, I grew up in cars. I started building them since they were like little Hot Wheels. I'll take them apart and put them together.
How have you seen the Houston car culture change over the years? What's it like, you know, maybe when you started versus now?
The car community has changed a lot. It's gone from, you know, being a little organized, and it's changed to a little bit of, you know, just being a kind of like most of the takeovers. What we do is we make sure that we have everything under control. We make sure that we're an organized group. So that's why a lot of people get us to come host their events because we are organized.
Models are a big part of car shows. I spoke with Houston car culture model Beautiful Ash about how she was introduced to the culture and how it has changed over the years.
I mean, I grew up in the car culture since a little girl. I used to get picked up in a 64 Impala at school. My dad was in a big Chevy truck. I mean, you name the car. I rode in all the cars as a little girl, so I love cars. I love trucks. I love all vehicles of the car culture.
And how have you seen it change since you were younger?
How do I see the change? I mean, you got these new cars that are wrapped with these nice wraps, like cartoon wraps and whatnot. I mean, there's a lot of changes to the car culture. They put a big pop to it.
Through putting on Cartoon Festival, Daniel Sadeghi and Jake Schnur of the U of H Wolf Center wanted to emphasize the importance of their event not only being fun, but being a representation of Houston's melting pot.
This event, Cartoon, we really wanted to really do something different. Everyone else have been doing kind of events on campus, and we really wanted to do something for the community. So that's why we kind of extended outside, did more of a Houston event than a University of Houston event.
So I would just say the mix of different types of cars we have here, because not only do we have muscle cars with incredible wraps, I'm starting to see a couple supercars on the side. And once again, all these vendors are local businesses, and usually they don't mix too much. It's usually just like cars and coffee. It's just cars, or other car meets is cars and a couple of food trucks. Here we actually have local vendors who are getting a lot of exposure from the people who are bringing out their cars and having some fun. So I really believe in connecting everybody. Just like Houston's a melting pot, why not make car shows a melting pot as well?
Jake Schnur and Daniel Sadeghi, they're students at the University of Houston. Kevin Antonio is the CEO of Houston Car Culture. Beautiful Ash is a model and member of that group. And Freddie Rapps owns the Houston area car wrap business, Freddie Customs. They all spoke with Houston Matters' Laura Walker. Check out photos from last month's Cartoon Festival at houstonmatters.org. And that's just one example of how Houston Matters dives into the vibrant culture of the Houston metro area, spotlighting events like Cartoon, which celebrate our creative spirit. When you give, you are supporting stories that reflect the real Houston. Let's keep them coming. Please give now at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate, or you can call 888-909-0887. And Matt Harrop's back with us once more. Matt.
Hello, Craig. You can decide what the news, culture, and conversations are worth to you and make a recurring monthly donation in that amount. Monthly gifts are vital because they help us forecast how much is coming in each month. And guess what? We have about 5 minutes left. 5 minutes to get your gift doubled this hour. And right now, your monthly gifts are doubled for the entire year. So please take advantage of that. Make your monthly gift right now at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate or by calling 888-909-0887.
Again, that's 888-909-0887 or houstonpublicmedia.org/donate. Your support powers everything you hear on Houston Matters. So if you've never given before, today is the day, and now is the moment. Double your contribution. We're lucky to have this news organization in our backyard. Make sure that Houston Public Media can continue to bring you these thoughtful, insightful conversations and stories. Make that gift again at houstonpublicmedia.org or call 888-909-0887.
Less than 4 minutes left now to get your gift doubled. And look, here's the deal. Right now is your opportunity to make double the impact for trusted independent journalism on Houston Public Media. I want to stress that word, independent journalism. It's important. Your gift of $200 becomes $400 right now. Even $5 a month becomes $10 a month for an entire year. But you have to act fast. We're coming up on 3 minutes left here to get your gift doubled. Don't wait. Double your gift before time runs out at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate or when you call 888-909-0887.
When you give, you are strengthening the foundation that makes this kind of local storytelling possible and keeps you connected during uncertain times. With threats to public media funding, your gift can support the ideas, the perspectives, the stories that you hear right here on Houston Matters. So give now at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate.
Under 3 minutes to go. We're coming up on 2 to get your gift doubled. All gifts matter here at Houston Public Media. Some listeners have the ability to give $100 or more. If that's you, consider joining one of our giving societies. Your support will go even farther to ensure that everyone can access trusted information no matter what the future holds. please visit houstonpublicmedia.org/donate or call 888-909-0887 and get that gift doubled right now.
Houston Matters is committed to bringing you the stories of Houston to life each day. Today, we brought you inside that cartoon festival. It's just one example of how rich and creative Greater Houston is celebrating our car culture. But this kind of storytelling only happens because of your support. Celebrate Houston's culture. Keep these voices on the air. Give now at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate or call 888-909-0887.
And look, if you've never given before, this right now is the moment to start. We're coming up on 1 minute left to take advantage of that double match. That means $250 when you give to Houston Public Media right now. That becomes $500. And if you can give at our Studio Society level, that's $1,200. That will be doubled as well. Your support, it powers Houston Public Media. It powers Houston Matters. It powers the newsroom, where local voices and community conversations take center stage. Don't miss this chance to make double your impact. Give at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate or call 888-909-0887 and take advantage of that double match in the next minute.
Houston Matters is your essential daily guide to the people, places, issues, and ideas that define Greater Houston. Through this program, you connect with your neighbors and the rich history of their lives. Your gift helps us remain community-centered, and because of you, we are responsive to what's happening here across Greater Houston. Together, we can protect your access to local free press and public media. So make that $10 or $20 or $30 a month contribution right now. More if you can afford it. Whatever you give right this moment will be doubled. So double your impact and take care of this right now at houstonpublicmedia.org/donate, or you can call us at 888-909-0887. Thanks so much.